welcome to session 14 of my Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire Lorethrough. Currently, as you can see, we are on Kahanga Palace rooftop. We just spoke with Queen Onakaza. I'm going to need a little reminder after the intro today exactly what she was asking us to do. I don't remember that, so I'll have to take a look in our journal. But we just spent most of last session in Adair's personal quest. He found a child who he thought maybe could be his son, probably not, but he had been taken in by an extremist group called the Partisans of the Lighted Path, and he was going to kill himself along with the rest of them, but we were able to stop him to do that. He's questioning what his life is now, but we were able to persuade him not to kill himself. In last session, we didn't read from the history. Instead, we read from the wiki about the Steel Grot Paladin Order, because it had something to do with a character, Ludwine, who we ran into in session 12, and we will be running into in Avowed as well, whenever that comes out. Today, I wanted to start by reading from the history book. We're almost to the end here, actually. So last session in the history book, well, actually 2 sessions ago now, in the history book, we read about the Water Shapers revitalization. We've met Takehu, who is a Water Shaper. We went to the Water Shapers Guild, and there was a time where they were kind of defunct. I don't know if that's exactly the right word, but recently they have gained relevance again, largely because of Takehu. And then we also read about Hasango, which is an island that we visited with an Adra lighthouse that had been attacked by the Naga there. There has been a lot of conflict in the past between the Naga and the Royal Deadfire Company, and we see a little bit of that happening there. But we were able to restore the Adra's luminosity while we were there, and the Naga left us alone. So we were able to do something relatively peacefully. This first one I'm going to, actually the only section I'm going to read today, it's a little long, is called The Riches to the East, and this is from 2819 AI, so it's only 9 years ago now. During the early Valiant advance of the Deadfire, explorers took note of the fact that the islands were sparsely settled by outside powers. Research and excavation teams made the journey in search of gold or precious gems to be mined for the profit of the homeland. Specialists and laborers arrived at a trickle, as there was little evidence of wealth besides the islands themselves, which were considered at the time too dangerous and costly to hold. In the midst of a leisurely survey of soil and rock samples, a shard of Adra caught the attention of a novice animancer named Arasa. She had observed the curious blue-green glow of the local mineral during the voyage, and this was her first opportunity to study it closely. What grabbed her interest was not only the glow of the Adra, but how her animantic devices responded to its presence. Luminous Adra affected her copper instruments to the point of causing them to shiver in their containers. The glass panel of a modest soul dowser shattered, indicating an abundance of soul energy that was beyond the ability of her instruments to measure. Keeping her discoveries a secret, Arasa surreptitiously ordered a variety of supplies from the Republics. She spent weeks studying further samples, which involved some dangerous forays into the wild. With the company's approval, she organized survey expeditions whose objectives were intentionally made vague to the rest of the explorers. Once she determined that the results were conclusive, Arasa wrote a thorough paper of her findings, which received wide circulation in the Republics. Arasa wrote of the abundance of soul energy present in the Deadfire Adra, which had the potential to augment the work of Valiant Animancers by providing them with the raw materials needed for deeper research. In an early draft of her papers, she wrote of a process by which Adra could be distilled into a liquid form. Applied to the skin, this concentration of soul essence was absorbed into the subject, who retained a youthful appearance and enjoyed increased vitality. The whole process was a mere footnote to her other findings, and yet it earned the rapt attention of the Republic Dukes, who compensated Arasa for her discovery, but forced her to edit out her findings in a subsequent revision. The Dukes quickly reorganized that the distillation of luminous Adra the Dukes quickly recognized that the distillation of luminous Adra would prove to be their most valuable secret, and was worth protecting from those who might otherwise seek profit from it. The rejuvenating benefits of luminous Adra meant that the mineral was of interest to more than just studious animancers. If the Valiant Republics could control this resource, the refinement process, and its distribution across Eoran, they stood to make more money off the arrangement than they could tally. Their investment, which had been cumbersome up to this point, would eventually come to represent a bucket of water compared to the vast ocean of potential profit. A new and promising economic shift toward the distillation and trade of luminous adra came to feverishly occupy the minds of enterprising Valians. The Dukes collectively financed further expansion of the Valian Trading Company's assets and instructed their trading interests around the globe to refocus all efforts onto the Deadfire archipelago. Banks not previously allied to the trading company bought their way into the fold, intent on sharing in the limitless yield to come. Arasa's dogged persistence in the face of uncertainty is credited with transforming the Deadfire from a modest trading outpost to the hub of the Republic's economy. So this is kind of the start then of the Valian Republic's and the Valian Trading Company's power in the Deadfire here. They recognized what Luminous Adra was capable of, and like so many companies in Eora and in the real world even, rather than say, wow, found this great thing, let's work on it, instead they kind of hoarded it to themselves and was looking forward to the wealth that it could provide instead. And like I said, that was only 9 years ago now, so the power of Luminous Adra is kind of a recent discovery. Obviously, they knew it was there, they could see it, and there was trade, and people were able to recognize it for what it was, but it seems like this Arasa Animancer from the Valian Republics was able to figure out even more of what it was capable of. Okay, so let's take a look at the quest journal here. We learned that Aethys is headed to the Ashen Maw, which is a island chain, very volatile island chain, associated with Mogren, the goddess of fire, among other things. Let's see, the Huana. We need to locate Delver's Row. We have a bounty. And the Shadow under Neketaka. I think this is it. With matters in the Deadfire reaching a boil, Queen Onakaza's Water Shapers must be ready for anything. In spite of the pressures from all around, the head of the Water Shapers Guild does not answer the Queen's summons. Onakaza needs someone to find Guildmaster Myru. Okay. So we need to go to the guild there. I think now might actually be a good time to visit the old city beneath Neketaka, which is in the Gullet. So maybe that's what we'll be doing first today. Okay.
My brothers and sisters have set sail for Neketaka.
I thought...
The burned book grows warm in your pack. I'm gonna guess that means Woedica wants to talk to us, so let's see what she has to say. Burned Book of Law. How my siblings preened and postured after the events at Hasango, but came no closer to consensus. I cannot stomach such disorder. After Hasango, our confrontation with Aethys and restoring the Luminous Adra at Hasango, we spoke with the other gods, who basically were just asking us to keep following Aethys and letting us know very little about what they actually wanted us to do once we found him. You didn't need to reignite the Adra Lighthouse. Aethys had already gone. You could have tracked him to his next destination, but you opted to help the colony instead. Why? I don't like any of these because I don't want to pick any of these option. Like, it's not, I didn't do it for the Huana, I didn't do it for Rauatai, I didn't do it for the Valians. I'm just gonna shrug. Keep your secrets. In some wet corner of the beyond, I'm certain that Wall is having a good chuckle. I already know the storms wreathing Pococahara have gone still. We felt the change ripple through the beyond. With the essence restored, the region has a chance to heal and eventually thrive. Time will tell if that is what the Deadfire actually needs. My instincts were correct, and you are not content to let matters sit undisturbed. Good. I will continue observing your progress.
If you desire answers, look no further. I have several.
Tell me about this enlightened society you once wanted. I wonder why the first part of this was not voiced. You're curious to know more? Excellent. But you have to ask. How would you even have recognized that? How would you have even recognized that ideal society? A valid, self-defeating question, and one which I posed often. We assumed that they, whoever they were, would reveal themselves to us. Rational government would rule in our stead, leaving churches vacant. Thanks to Aethys, we're pulling the dough from the oven before it's had a chance to fully rise. You unfortunate bastards never had the chance to prove me wrong. Why did the other gods tolerate your opposition? Opposition can take many forms. If a church embraces and weaponizes my doctrine, that is very different from me rampaging as a titan.
Aethys is not known for subtlety. Twice now, he has contaminated the purity of our experiment, and done so with extravagant displays that undermine our authority.
I think the experiment here is their experiments with the Kith, and maybe trying to figure out what would happen if the gods left Kith alone. I am the counterpoint to the soft-hearted. It makes no difference if mortals pass some arbitrary test. My mind is settled on the matter. She had no faith in Kith. Regardless of my feelings, the timing of this crisis forces us to accelerate our schedule. Final judgment comes sooner than any of us would prefer. Doesn't this social engineering plan seem counterintuitive? You mean gods crafting a godless world? Naturally. My siblings desired to influence mortals and steer them into a proper direction, even if that direction led to places we could not follow. I have no intention of being left behind. Society would unravel without its queen to impose strict order. What if someone proves you wrong? If our pantheon found that mortals had cultivated a perfect lawful system of maturity, I would not voice a word in protest. I would merely stand aside and await the inevitable collapse. Mortals need us. I know this as well as I know myself. Even a lawful and responsible society would be poised to collapse as long as its architects and strongest adherents were immortal.
Any satisfaction that my siblings derived from their little experiment would be short-lived, and it would fall to me to clean up after their mess.
Make no mistake, Watcher. In this, I cannot be proven wrong. Back to my other questions. I will assume she's going to say no, her opinion of mortals hasn't changed at all, but I'm still going to ask, has your opinions of Has your opinion of mortals changed at all? Nothing you've done has tarnished it utterly beyond repair. You may congratulate yourself on that much, at least. I want to talk about the wheel and your rise to godhood. I can only divulge so much to mortals. Our oldest rules and limitations demand it. But I will entertain your curiosity. How did the Inquithans become gods? At the height of our power, we recognized the potential of the soul. We knew that it could be bound, split apart, diverted like a river, and hammered together. Hammering was trivial. Those of us who agreed with the Apotheosis Project, and many of us did not, submitted to a violent and horrible erasure of our individuality. After the dust settled, we adopted the forms of beings from Eora's most prevalent myths. There were other faiths and legends, but we labored to strike their names from history. Have I already got these answers from her? Yeah, I think I already asked these things. Although, when I asked before, they were fully voiced, so I'm wondering if there's something new here. I apologize. I'll go through this now. I'll put a timestamp on the screen. If you want to skip this part, feel free to go ahead. I just don't remember if these are things we actually talked about with Woedica yet, so I'm just going to go through it. If you want to listen to it, by all means. If you don't want to listen to it, again, I'll put a timestamp on the screen so you can get to the end. How exactly does the wheel function? Much of reincarnation's mechanism exists in the idea space of the beyond. We wouldn't find a wall of cogs and levers unless you conjured one to illustrate a point. The wheel has but one material component in all of Eora, something we built to channel essence through luminous Adra and into the beyond with reliable continuity. Before we intervened, the flow of essence was directionless, unpredictable. We succeeded in widening the gap, diverting it, giving it an efficient path to follow. Reincarnation existed before you, so why not just leave it alone? Before we took control of the wheel, reincarnation was error-prone, lacking forward momentum. Hollowborn were fairly common and hardly the worst of the soul maladies. Ironically here, she is talking about how reincarnation was error-prone. Hollowborn was an example of that, but she was the one that was causing the Hollowborn in the first game. Her and her thrall, Theos. Control gave us the power to strengthen the souls of intelligent kith over generations. We made you wiser, stronger, more likely to develop the society we thought you deserved. Every turning of the cycle demonstrated the righteousness of my belief. Nature begets chaos, and discipline begets perfection. Back to my other questions. We'll speak again.
Woedica nods stiffly. You feel her presence drift as a breeze, rustling as it goes.
I don't know if that was a glitch that it wasn't voiced, or if it was just because it was added after the fact and they didn't fully voice all of Woedica's lines. Okay, so I think I want to go to the old city. I'm just gonna go to Gullet. A rickety metal cage swings over an abyss. Your clothes billow with a foul wind from below, and faint screams and roars echo from the depths. Still, you can make out no details from this distance. Go down? Oh wait. I'm just gonna leave. Aloth appears as injured? Yes, okay. He's wounded, so first I'm gonna rest at the hole over here. Should have gone to the hole instead of just the gullet.
Need something?
Who's Giacolo? Have you seen a man named Giacolo?
Lots of folks come through the hole, fresh face. Have a look around for yourself, yeah?
Wonder who that was. I feel like it's something that we've already done. I'd like to buy something.
What you need?
I need to rent a room.
I've got just the thing for you, fresh face. Just the thing. Do you prefer spider-free or spider-full?
Yeah. Do a search for Giacolo, the man of chimes. Oh, this is for Pallegina. Let's do that. So let's take a little reminder of that. Pallegina wants me to help her find an animancer from her past named Giacolo. I learned that Giacolo had been conducting his research out of a room at the hole and in the gullet. I should search for him there. I believe Pallegina wants to find this guy because he really made an impression on her. He made her not see herself as ugly and distorted. Made her proud of who she was, or at least prouder of who she was.
Pallegina, how is it nothing about what the gods are up to seems to faze you?
When you think the worst of them, the worst they can do comes as little surprise.
Don't you at least want to hear what Aethys has to say?
Only a fool would trust what he had to say. Whatever he said would be just another lie.
I'm not saying it wouldn't, just looking for... I don't know.
There we go.
This does not look good.
I was gonna say, this looks like a room that there was some kind of animancy experiments going on in. Pallegina says that it doesn't look good. She surveys the damage to the room, eyes wide.
Why would someone do this to Giacolo's work? I thought Animance's was safe here in the Deadfire. Even in a place this vile, someone must have heard or seen something. We should ask the owner if they know what happened.
Of course, we'll find Giacolo, don't worry.
I hope so. Agrasima.
Need something?
What happened to Giacolo? His room is a mess.
Can't say I know a Giacolo, fresh face, but if you're meaning that guy with all the fancy and a schmancy equipment, bunch of pirates burst in here and dragged him right out. Now, the hole's no high society tea house, but that's still some of the weirdest shit I ever seen go down here. See, the pirates, every one of them was godlike. No doubt they hauled him through the Narrows. Heard him hollering the whole way. Poor guy.
Oh well. Alright, so... I have to search Delver's Row for signs of Giacolo. I think if we go through the Old City, there's a way to get to Delver's Row. I could be wrong about that, but I still want to go down there. So, godlike pirates took Giacolo out of his room. Alright, now let's go down. You step into the jouncing cage. The door slams shut and your descent begins with the rattle of chains. As your eyes adjust to the gloom, you begin to make out crumbling ruins and shadows flickering between them. The cage comes to rest with a groan. Alright, here we go. This is Old City Overlook. These are body parts. Chopped up legs, arms, heads. Jeez. You can hear the flies surrounding them. Huh, what's this? this energy that's coming from something, some kind of statue over here. This is a... doesn't tell me what this is. This is a essence battery. We saw those in Pogokahara, I think. The ruins there.
I am ready.
What can I do?
Oh? Yeah! Ha-ha! As you wish.
Cap. This is a sigil of nightmares.
Tell me.
Take these down.
That's not very helpful. There's a walloping! Indeed.
Okay, so we have a shadow over here.
Aye. Ha! I see them.
Okay, they're coming now.
Wits of the race.
Try to get out. What's Adair doing up there? Why did that happen?
Lava beyond seek. Yeah. Something I can do. Here we
Is it a
go.
wraith that Adair is fighting up here? I wonder why Adair didn't come with us.
Lava beyond
Curse of Nightmares gives us -2 resolved when I'm damaged by it.
Good thinking.
Some soul essence, spirit residue.
Well, if you insist, it's no trouble.
Some currency. Some spirit residue. I believe spirit residue, I think I said this before, is the same thing as soul essence.
Wait! I'm not looking for trouble. Not anymore, I mean. And I've not got a weapon on you. See?
He raises his hand to show his sword is sheathed. This is someone called Lone Survivor.
It's just, you're the first body I've bumped into in days that's actually breathing. I mean, could it be you're delving for forgotten treasures? Same as me?
His boots are slicked with grime, his clothes are filthy and rumpled from several days' wear, and his neck and hands are smeared in places with mud. A pack rests at his heels, empty enough to have flopped into itself. It likely carries no more than his dwindling supplies. No offense, but you're not looking or smelling so good. He licks his cracked lips, flashing crooked front teeth.
I'm loath to admit it, but look, I'm too desperate not to. I've found not a single trinket and no end to this pit since I first crawled down. I thought to follow the rivers out, but the caves are crawling with grubs.
I could lie and say I wiped the grubs from the western caverns. I'm not going to do that, though, but I can do that. How did you even get down here? Didn't you think it might be dangerous? He cants his head to one side, a knowing glint igniting his dark eyes.
I might ask the same to you, friend. Not everyone longs to die in their own bed. Well, I thought I'd have more time. You haven't found a way out of here, have you?
What was your escape plan when you first ventured into the pit?
I scaled down from the cliffs, but midway, the rocks turned slick.
He scratches at a patch of dried muck on the side of his neck. So there's no climbing back up. What else then?
Best bet's the rivers at the base of the pit. They flow beneath the outcrops, so they must dump into the sea. The trouble's been reaching the base. The western caves wind downward, but they're riddled, infested. Walking them's not been safe.
How long have you wandered down here?
I packed provisions enough for 2 weeks. Started rationing when things looked grim after the first odd days. I don't know beyond that.
He eyes the ripped toe of his boot as he scuffs it against the stone beneath his feet.
Andra's lure seems hardly worth it now. Suppose I fell for the bait though, didn't I? Fabled temple full of treasures, my ass.
So there's some rumor of a temple down here. Maybe Andrite temple. If I clear a path, I'll let you know.
Right. I'll wait here, and you'll return for me, won't you?
He nods in answer to his own question, but a deep worry furrows across his brow. Alright, so we gotta remember to head back and let him know when this place is cleared out. There's no way to interact. Oh, there we go. A cracked stone face rises from the pool. Lichens clog the hollows under its brows and nostrils. A pale glow plays along the undersides of its cheeks. Inspect the pool. You know, I'm going to leave actually because only Pallegina has these options. I want to get everybody close enough.
Of course.
Okay, they're all here. Inspect the pool. As murky as it is, it's difficult to tell how deep it goes. You can barely see the statue's submerged soldiers. The rest is shrouded in darkness. Yet a smudge of light shines from the gloom. And you hear a faint musical sound from the depths. The melody ebbs and flows, rises and recedes. My perception allowed me to see that. Scattered bones lie around the pool. They're clustered around the water's edge, and despite lying in the mud, they're perfectly white. This is survival. Inspect the bones. I thought I already inspected the pool. Yeah, I did. Inspect the bones. The bones are all gleaming white and whole without a single notch or crack. They're also warm to the touch. You feel a pulse running through them and quickly draw your hand back. Let's dive towards the light. I want to say Adair would be best for this. Adair leaps into the pool. I never noticed that before, that it gives you their attributes. Yeah, his athletics are 11. Oh, it's the only one I could get now. Adair leaps into the pool and swims down. The water is surprisingly warm with an oily texture and a brackish flavor. Yet as Adair paddles deeper, the water grows colder. The light in the depths becomes brighter and sharper, and a strange melody murmurs through the water. As the mysterious source grows closer, muck clogs Adair's eyes, and a strong current pushes back. Despite the effort, Adair fights through current sustained by a deep breath and strong lungs. That's my constitution, huh? Continue toward the light. Adair reaches the source of the light and music, a glowing conch in the statue's open hand. Music flows from it, as rich and deep as a baritone. And this is a hand that's holding the conch. Is it the statue's hand, maybe? Adair hovers above it, lungs just beginning to ache. Another success. Take the conch and swim back up. At first, the conch is stuck in place. With a little effort, Adair pries it from the statue's palm. It comes free with a pop, and the radiance and music fade. Adair pushes off the statue and swims despite the pain swelling in his chest. Adair kicks towards the dim glow of the surface. I've gained the Cornet of Depths. This conch is inscribed with the wave and crescent symbol of Andra. The tip has been sawn off and fitted with a silver mouthpiece. When you hold it to your ear, you hear crashing waves and the faint sound of a woman singing. So it looks like... So you can blow into it then. Adair emerges and climbs out of the pool, enjoying deep breaths of the dank cave air. You hear rattling. The bones by the pool grind and snap together. Several skeletons rise from the mud.
Looks like.
So I want everybody to do this, and I want Aloth. What?
I can hold out.
We're dropping like flies.
Oh, this was tougher than I thought it was going to be. 2 people fell.
Of course.
So both of them have gaping wounds that have minus 25% healing received and minus 15% max health. I don't know, for some reason I was thinking that was not going to be as difficult, and I wasn't paying as much of attention as I should have been. Okay, so we have the Cornet of Depths. Amphora. This says Temple Ruins. That's what we just dove into.
I'll try my best. There you go.
An antidote and some currency. Oh, here are those grubs that he was talking about.
Nothing I can do. Yeah.
No, I cannot.
Get thrashed.
I want Aloth to go down again.
I suppose it can't be helped.
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay, we got some larvae. A clutch of writhing larvae. Blind and hungry, they move instinctively toward any source of food. And some cave coral. Some inkarts and huanamahe. Mushrooms.
All right.
A burrow twists into the darkness.
Indeed.
Scoria and obsidian flakes. What's happening here?
Yeah.
That was weird. What does this say? It says Old City Ruins. Was that all the grubs? Let's go see what our options are for the lone survivor over here.
You haven't found a way out of here, have you?
I've wiped out most of the grubs from the western caverns.
Yes, right. It's safe to make for the rivers then. Or as safe as it's likely to get. I'll head downward now.
With a wince, he hefts his pack from the ground.
Mayhaps we'll meet again in the darkness?
He tosses you a concerned glance over his shoulder.
Take heed if you've plans to trudge deeper north. I only glimpsed it once, but whatever nightmare lurks near the falls of the pit, it's incredibly massive, and surely just as mean.
Then he's gone, easing cautiously into the darkness. Okay, that was Old City Ruins, so we're in Old City Overlook, so there's another map down here of the Old City. Weapon is out.
Aye?
Using. Yeah, that's what I thought. Huh.
No trouble at all.
Lockpick and currency. Some Dargwools up here. Oh, and there's a soul that we can talk to as well. Oh, so when we're in these clouds, we're sickened. Have to remember that.
That's for my
Rot ghast over there. Pestilent rot ghast.
You're sick. Stand together.
I reap what I sow.
Oh, these guys are nasty looking, huh? Vessel flush. Oh, this is an Omawa body that's here. The body's been savaged by many claws and fangs. A cloud of essence hangs over it. You recognize it as belonging to Bataro, the man you saw lowered from the gullet earlier. His soul remnant pulses with energy. This was the guy, I believe, who had a family that had bought passage to try and get out of the gullet. But he was caught. Maybe he was caught stealing or something like that, so they put him down here as punishment, and obviously that's a death sentence. Read his soul. You prepare yourself for the now familiar jolt and feel yourself pulled into one of his memories. You're being dragged towards the cage, but you're not looking at it or at the darkness below. Soon, there will be nothing else for you. Overseer Hatenga is holding the marked coin, the swole net, and glaring at you. You already tried explaining yourself, but it's no use. He knows where you got it. He tucks it into his pocket. Instead, you look at Bia, furious and heartbroken where she stands beyond the guards. There's something you need to tell her, but she's so far, receding farther by the second. Recall what you need to tell her. You're standing in front of a man. His dark wizened face reminds you of old leather, but a delicate work of embroidery rests in his lap. He holds out a purse with long, fine fingers. Take it. It's heavy. It's probably more money than you've earned in your entire life. You try not to let this show on your face. Is this guy dead that he's taking it from? Can't tell. You know what to do. The crime lord nods to you. Oh, okay. Please remind me. You will meet our mutual associate near the Audra Mill. She'll give you a package. Pay her and bring this package to the Undercroft. He watches you for an understanding before he continues. Dario, I believe, is like a pirate leader that is working from Delver's Row. My people are particular about security, but show them the swollen net, and they will let you pass. You pat your pocket for the marked coin. Yes, it's still there. You leave the lair of Dario the Lean and zip through the narrows, past the Svefduin guards, left at the four-way intersection, and left again at the Gullet. So this is telling us how to get to Delver's Row. Your hands are shaking. You're remembering the rumor Bia told you about of a merchant captain at the tavern. The money is heavy in your hands. It's a risk, but you realize you've already decided to take it. In other words, he is planning to take that money, give it to the pirate captain, the merchant captain, and try and get away before Dario figures out that he's not actually going to do what he wanted him to do. You approach the tavern with your heart in your mouth, realizing that you can't just walk in there holding Dario's purse. You need to hide it. Fortunately, the rubble around you offers plenty hiding places. When no one is looking, you clear some stones out of one corner and hide the purse beneath them. There, you'll come back for it once you've made your deal with this Rawatayan. You're almost starting to feel better about it, too. As Bataro walks into the tavern, the memory fades and you find yourself once more looking at his corpse.
Come along now. I'll guide you through the wheel.
Shodi's lantern clicks as she drags it through the clustered essence, harvesting the lost soul. Okay, so we found out where he left the money, and we got some directions on how to get to Delver's Row. Actually, is that Lost Dues in Good Faith? No. Oh, I still have to end that one, though. It's the one with Oswald. Maybe all aboard? Yeah. Yeah, it tells us that he hid money. Okay. It's F and lockpick. Waterfalls echo in the distance below. You see even more of the old city beneath us here. What does this sickens do? Oh, the Curse of Nightmares is still on me? Thought it would go away. Yeah, it says it's supposed to only last for 30 seconds. Why is it still on?
Let's hire it out! Lava beyond sea.
Off camera, I have to try and find a way to stop the camera from moving on its own. Keep clicking on things and then someone will move before I click on it and I'll click in the wrong spot. What's going on with this? Why can't I loot it? There we go. Just the lockpick and some currency. Fresh boot prints stir the mud.
Could be true.
So Skuldrocks, Screechers.
I feel lava beyond seek.
What does this sickness do? Everybody must be being affected by it right now.
Glory be to God!
Need something stronger.
I'll make it.
Looks like
God.
I don't think I can pull that off.
Stand together! That must have hurt.
You can see that there was a rebelling over there.
Just a moment, please. Hope that helps. Of course.
A lot of treasure chests down here. Just kind of laying around. Stuck in the mud. Got Skulder ears, fangs, venom sac. Alright, so I think we've explored everything. I don't think we've been over here actually, so let's go there. Can we get there? Let's see. No, we have been here. Alright, so let's head further down. Find stairs carved into the cliff. They're disconcertingly narrow and in some places broken in others. They appear to lead all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to leave real quick and just save. I'll do it. Oh, whoops. Okay. Inspect the path. From here, the way down looks stable enough. However, you see a gap about halfway down the cliff. Climb down the steps. Halfway down, you reach a spot where the stairs have crumbled away. Only a narrow ridge remains. Yet in the darkness, your keen sense detects another shape just below the gap. It's a ledge, the remains of some old building. More importantly, it looks wider and more stable than the ridge of the crumbled stairs. You consider the path before you. So we can either jump or shimmy across the ledge. My highest dexterity is Shodi. I wonder if that will, or Aloth. Wish I could see the last thing that it said because I don't remember. Well, let's give it a try. Attempt to cross the crumbling ridge. Partial success. The ridge is surprisingly slick with mold. It's hard to maintain your balance, and the effort quickly becomes tiring. Oh, so it's just exhausting us. Pallegina was injured, and Adair was injured. They're just fatigued. You continue down the stairway until you reach the muddy ground below. That's a lot of injuries we got, so I'm going to take a quick rest when we get there. And we are, just says Old City here. So up there was Old City Overlook, and now this is the actual Old City. Shield.
Looks like.
Got some earth blights. Oh, and a flame blight. Of course, there's more.
Something? I'm sorry, I can't. Lava will be on seek.
about as useful as a bump on a pickle. Mo, Ixie, Ona. Rebirth awaits me.
I'd rather not die here if I can avoid it. Palutena had lay on hands. Where does that go?
It is no use. I cannot get through.
Stand together!
Ixie, Ona.
It's this greater earth blight that is causing some trouble here.
Cannot whack him any harder!
Ixie, Ona.
Happily.
Black pearl and onyx. Ingredients.
Sure thing.
I paused because while we were fighting, we noticed this little crevice here. A blunderbuss and some lockpicks.
There. Up ahead.
Shadows. Shades.
That wasn't that bad.
Mo,
Skeletal archer behind us there. Where did Aloth run up there?
fear not the raping.
That's it!
Shades, I believe, are basically vessels who died in anger or some kind of awful way. So they kind of carry that energy with them through death. Got fine hunting bow and fine leather armor. Got golden ovals and a torch. It's the old city ruins, I believe. We had another entrance to that in the Overlook as well. Torch, flint and tinder, lockpick. Obsidian flakes and cape. Another entrance to the old city ruins.
There.
A rabid corpse eater.
Up ahead.
We have a mad harvester up here. Is that a Vithrock? No, that looks like a godlike or something. And it's surrounded by another sigil of nightmares. Sigil of darkness. There we go. Oh, not dare walk down.
Stand together!
maybe Arthur can do something to him here. Took his strengths and gave them to myself. And that helped a lot. Wow, that was great. Yeah, that was just a godlike. I believe that's a Bareth godlike. A death godlike. I wonder what he was doing down here. Got some fine and exceptional weapons here. Quill leaf, spire sponge, kith meat. Is that Mad Harvester? I wonder if that's what he's doing down here. If he's finding these things and eating them.
Indeed.
It's an exceptional robe, a fine hatchet, and an exceptional rod, and a potion of major recovery.
Certainly.
A Mad Harvester. A death godlike Mad Harvester. Swolls and a dagger. I don't even see what I am seeing.
Happily.
Thick like tar, a substance sticks to the edges of this massive barrow. Ah, there it is. We got the fine breastplate and copper fires currency. Dead rot gas here. I wonder if they're gonna rise up. Ooh, Min's fortune, and a hastily scrawled note and a corroded bronze horn figurine. Okay, so I'm gonna give Shodi the bronze horn because that's probably... I can summon once per rest a corrupted Adra Animat. The surface of this ancient bronze horn is green with corrosion. Ingwithan runes wind around the artifact from the bell of the mouthpiece. The glyphs were scrawled hastily and are nearly illegible, though it is possible to decipher portions of it. The message appears to be a warning of some kind. So I'll have to remember to actually equip that with her. Then we have a hastily scrawled note. This note is written on stained parchment in a shaking hand. I was searching around the old city, as one does. Good loot down there. Kafwin said. Hardly any beasties at all, Kafwin said. Should be perfectly safe, Kafwin said. Bloody fucking piss for brains. Aye, there was loot aplenty. Found this brilliant little bronze horn, didn't I? Bound to fetch a fair price topside. Of course, the moment I pulled it from the muck beside the corpse of some poor rotted wretch, I hear this great moaning start up behind me. I jumped like a startling here and ran for it. And here comes this shuffling, right fast as anything, right on my heels. I kept running like Skane's own effigy was chasing me, and it kept coming, and sure as shit, I got lost. Now I'm huddled in this old ruin, hoping I've lost the damn thing, and if I haven't, well, I hope whoever's reading this learns better than me. Don't touch nothing. So I wonder if he killed these guys that are over here, or maybe they attacked him. All these rot gas that are here. And then we have Min's Fortune, which is an exceptional saber. I have to give that one to Adair. The brash, smuggling Min Falinko earned her reputation by taking risks and always landing on her feet. Running blockades and evading Valian customs ships were worthy challenges, and Min took great pleasure in constantly pushing her luck. She commanded countless sloops, ketches, and caravels over her career transporting valuable contraband, and always insisted on flying her personal colors, which depicted a cat with a mocking grin. When her countless pursuers inevitably caught up to her, it only heightened her thrill. She enjoyed few things as much as the honest swashbuckling. To that end, she wielded the saber in many fights and narrow escapes. While she was not overburdened with many personal possessions, she prized the blade and cared for it lovingly. Plus 10% damage with saber attacks. Plus 2% stacking crit chance on hit. Okay. So the longer you hit with it, the better it gets. Give that to Adair. And I'll take everything else.
Hey.
There we go. Oh. Thought that might happen, because now we have the horn, so it means things are after us. These must have been the things that were chasing him when he took the bronze horn. Oh, a reeking horror. Okay. So that reeking horror must have been the thing that was after him.
Sorry, friend. I can't.
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle. Glory be to God!
Watcher ability there to heal myself and my allies.
Very well. Yeah.
Okay, so... Oh, we just found a soulbound dagger. Marks a month. Oh no, this is already... Okay, so Shodi is using this dagger and it just leveled up. Okay, nice. So now we need to deal 250 damage to spirits. Okay, I'm not going to read this yet. I want to wait until it's completed, and then I'll read the entire story, because the story gets added as I level up soulbound weapons. We got Munin's Broad Belt, which gives us +2 athletics. All Glenfathan children know the story of the Orlan folk hero Munin and his time on the run from the cruel Deerwooden slaver Duin. Not sure I pronounced that. Cornered after many weeks fleeing his pursuers, Munin took shelter among the tents and pavilions of the Cirshus Chudruth, a wandering carnival where the circus master Rick the Larger took pity and hid from the devilish Deerwoodens. Munin showed the circus master his magic belt, which he had stolen from the candy house of the bog hag Uhildun. The belt, he said, gave him strength of 5 Almau and agility greater than any self. Amazed, Rick brought Munin to his circus as an acrobat. Munin soon became famous for his daring tumbling routines and acts of vigor. When the greedy circus master saw how the crowds loved Munin, he became envious. One day he betrayed Munin to Duin. When the slaver arrived to collect his quarry, Munin shocked him by leaping clear over Duin's head onto the villain's own horse. Munin laughed as he rode to freedom and to many other adventures. How his magic belt made its way here is another story altogether. Yeah, I'll say. It was on that Rockgast. Forget what it was called now. Maybe I'll give that to Palgina? Okay, and I wanted to equip that horn with Shoti. none the worse for wear there. Let's see if there. I want to see if there's any more bestiary entries. I don't know if maybe. No. Not seeing anything. There's no entry for that special rock gas that we just fought. Oh well. Gullet's Falls. So is this where things from the Gullet fall? And this is the sunken city. Next to the sealed door is the statue of a woman, cracked and overgrown with moss. Both of her arms are extended toward you, but one of her hands is missing. You notice a rushing whispering sound coming from your pack. It's the cornered of depths, a sound like a gentle crashing surface coming from the shell. I pause there because I think the sound effects here are supposed to be the sound that's coming from the cornered up depths. Inspect the statue. It looks like a Huana representation of Andra. Her robes hang like sheets of water, pooling around her feet like rippling currents. You examine the spot where her missing hand should be, yet the stone of her empty sleeve feels smooth, as if her sculptor had never shaped a hand there to begin with. Her only hand is open, palm up, as if to receive something. The sound of waves grows louder and stronger. Place the conch in the statue's open hand. As you do, the thunderous percussive music of the stormy sea spills out of the conch. It rises into a wordless melody that reminds you of voices heard from underwater. As the song reaches its crescendo, a deeper rumble fills the air and rattles through your bones. You take the shell back as the music fades. Okay. That thing looks scary, whatever it is.
Wait.
It's the giant cave grub. Looks like there's something else that's growing over here.
Smell. Shouldn't.
There is a burrow over there. The sacrifice move of Shodi's kills friendly characters or enemies that are near death. I wonder if that's something from her soulbound dagger.
Little grubs turn into beetles or something. How did this thing get so...
It's no use.
I wonder if I should go and destroy this grub burrow.
I don't think I can pull that off. There's a walloping!
Okay, so that's dead now. It's too late though. weakness to intellect.
This is futile! Yeah!
I'm no help here. Standing. That's on me.
Revive. Oh, Gina. Okay, so this thing spits cave grubs.
That's not very helpful.
Right, this is where I steal their strengths from me.
Nothing I can.
I think I gotta get rid of these grubs when they show up.
Bones!
Yep.
Shorty's done for.
Alright, this I think is going to be a fight that I summon a bunch of things for. So let's reload. I should probably be spreading out and go kill that burrow immediately.
Man,
Shouldn't those little grubs turn into beetles or something? How did this thing get so big? Okay.
That is disgusting.
perfecto!
Man.
Yeah!
I'm no help here.
Beyond sick.
Iberos! How could I miss that man?
Man, why is this thing coming after Aloth so hard?
Strain.
I can hold out.
I really want him bad.
I'll not let him take me down! Above taxed to my limit. That's not very helpful. They'll not get us both!
There we go. Yes. Oh, I did the wrong thing for him. I wanted to expose vulnerabilities.
Better. I'm feeling the strain. That's not very helpful.
Should I be going after the cave grub? Yes.
Another withers on the vine.
Darn it. These cave grubs are for some reason extremely resistant to damage. What is going on here?
Bones! Jody's done for. Here we go.
I wonder if this is something I'm gonna have to come back for. Let's give it one more try. Maybe I'll have Allah do Iron Skin right from the very get-go here.
Of course.
Pardon me.
That's just disgusting.
Okay. Iron Skin. Summon. Summon. Summon.
Lava beyond sea.
Expose vulnerabilities. I just want to focus on the cave grub here.
That's it! It's no use. Come on! Lava beyond sea.
Busted wounds.
Stand together!
Oh, I forgot I have empowers too. Empower yourself to refill half of your expended resources, or empower a spell or ability to grant a large power level boost.
Lava beyond. I cannot whack him any harder. Not even close. Yeah. Nothing I can do.
No, it's not. Let's see if I can expose vulnerabilities again.
I was on there.
No mercy.
Testing my endurance.
Like to cure Pallegina. I don't know if that's gonna happen though.
Stand together.
Lorethrough beyond.
No help here. Come on. Hey, we had some good times. That's it. It's no use.
Fiverr! How could I miss that?
Stay behind me.
Yeah. Oh. Got a bunch of grubs to fight. Watch these kill us.
Nothing I can do. Stand together.
Can't even see what I'm fighting to aim at it. But we got it. It was exciting. Got some Audribon, Valuna, larvae, and glaive berries. I think we've got all that stuff before.
I got it.
Right. This mural depicts the tempestuous waters said to surround the legendary city of Ukaizo. Okay, so we've heard of Ukaizo before from the Harpo epic. And we see a depiction of it here. We see the waves on the right and the left, and then the city beyond the waves. Ocean of relentless striking, baby pearls, Zaya shells. And this is it's like a relief. 2 hands that are each holding like half of an egg or something. A cracked dirt-rimed carving dominates the wall. In its 2 hands rise from the curling waves. Sockets, like the one in the hand of the statue outside the temple, have been carved into the hollowed palms. Both are empty. You notice a rushing, whispering sound coming from your pack. It's the Corner of the Depths. A sound like a gentle crashing surf is coming from the shell. Once again, cracks, mold, and grime. This is inspecting the relief. Cracks, mold, and grime vein the stone. The carving looks ancient, and it feels that way too, smooth with wear. Yet as you run your hands along the stone, you feel a cool whisper of air. It feels like there's a draft coming from the other side, suggesting that there's something beyond this, like as a door or something. Place the conch in one hand. As you do, the thunderous percussive music of the stormy sea spills out of the conch. It rises into a wordless melody that reminds you of voices heard from underwater. The conch glows. Perhaps it's just a trick of shadows, but the stone hand seems to tighten around it. So I've lost the item. I can take it back, but it looks like I have to find something else for the other hand. Yeah, this is glowing now, you'll see. That's the one with the conch in it. Okay. There's still like a grub writhing under the floor here. Let me see if there is anything to read about that monster grub that we just faced. Rarely sighted and even more rarely survived, this cave grub of monumental size requires a significant amount of resources and space to survive. Aqueous sacs in the cranial cavity allow this enlarged animal to emit a biosonar lure that can attract other cave grubs to its precise location, which is what it was doing. Okay, so it's just very rare. So this is where we came in the cliff steps. I think we should probably head over here before we go somewhere else. So let's do that. Bunch of drugs. Sword, leather armor, and copper fires. Alright, so I think we have to head to the old city ruins now. Find whatever goes in that other hand. Okay. And there are a lot of bodies down here where people punished in the Gullet go.
Looks like
Rockast.
Yeah!
I'm sure it's the only one.
That's for my friends.
I'm sorry,
Here we go.
Fighting in this tight corridor seems like a lot of people aren't able to reach what they're attacking. Still wasn't too bad.
Yes?
Yeah! Ha-ha! No trouble at all.
Well, if you insist. I suppose it can't be helped.
What?
Just a moment. There you go.
Ocean of the Focused Monument. The engraving honors the life of a hero of old. Alright, so these are definitely ruins of some sort, and there was some kind of civilization down here. Are they in Gwithin? I don't feel like they don't look very in Gwithin, but I might be wrong about that.
Look. There is something over there.
Since a lockpick.
There. Up ahead.
These things are in for a walk.
Drop.
Not sure I can. Moe, Ixie, honest.
Lava beyond seek.
Something's wrong with me.
Happy to oblige.
Lava beyond seek.
Can't make a dent.
Ah, that's worth that lot.
Moe, Ixie, honest.
What can I do?
Starting to get worried about the archer there. Let's go for ears and claw.
At once.
Underneath the rubble, a mural depicts two conches rising from the waves. So there's another conch then. Oh. Wasn't expecting that. That was just like a secret hiding place or something. And we got a statue in here that maybe is holding a conch. And we can go to the Undercroft from here. And the statue. It looks like that statue that we were looking at before. But there's nothing in its hands. Or at least I can't interact or see anything.
I'm sorry.
What is happening here? Why isn't it attacking? It's just not. Maybe I can't attack those burrows while I'm being attacked by.
Moe, Ixie.
Stand together.
Death is the truth. Mo ixi honor. Mo ixi honor.
I wonder if these earth blights and grubs were working together or something. That's weird that the blights came to the aid of the grubs after we started fighting them.
As you wish. Need something stronger. I can hold out.
Come on, Giacolo, don't die.
Stand together!
Mo ixi honor.
I'd be glad to.
No, it's just being finicky. That's why I couldn't attack it before. Kind of annoying. Footsteps started to sound wet.
We got
Skulldrak Screecher. Hammer and chisel and a torch.
trouble, folks.
Cave Bat, Skulldrak. Skulldrak Screecher and Skulldrak Screecher.
Could use something to put a little pep in my step.
Very well.
Mo ixi honor. Darkness flows and the light wanes.
Skulder Ear, Venom Sac, Leathery Wing.
Absolutely.
Cape, Antidote. Rare Kiora, it's an ingredient. This variation of a common herbal liqueur from the Vailian Republics has been infused with luminous adra. The combination of yellow alcohol and powdered adra results in a faintly glowing green concoction. Only the wealthiest of Vailian merchants boast of possessing more than a lone bottle of Kiora, and uncorking one after dinner is an unsubtle manner of displaying one's success to one's guests. It reminds me of the little history that I just read before we started this session about how someone from the Vailian Republics found a way to like liquefy luminous adra, and it had like restorative properties. So it seems like that's what's going on here, except it's a drink. But what would it be doing down here? It doesn't make any sense. Well, there is that place called the Undercroft, so maybe people have been able to come here. Maybe like pirates have been able to come down here. Glowing purple spores come away in your hand.
Incredible! You're not at all scathed. Not even a smidge. Well, we're still alive. What's next for our daring escape plan?
Alright, looks like I've already done what I have to do. Are you injured? How are you holding up?
Me? I've been through worse, and I'm tuned to survive.
With a half-forced grin, he stretches to model a clearly lean muscle and agile physique. but mid-arc he winces, and palms gash on his arm, ruining the effect. You need healing.
I'm good with the thread and needle. Give me half a chance to get out of here, and I'll be fine.
So I can either send him to the rivers, or I said I've opened a passage through the ruins of a temple in a lower area. I'll say that. He rubs the stale-smelling sweat from the back of his neck, face slack with relief. His eyes crinkle in brief uncertainty, but it ebbs just as quickly.
Then I'll make it. I know I'd hoped, but honestly, I didn't really expect you'd help me.
Can't turn a blind eye on someone in need. A wistful smile twists across his dirty face.
I owe you, friend. If you're of a mind, meet with me in Port Maje. I'll make it worth your while.
Okay. Too sore to rush for it, he secures his pack with careful motions and, with a final nod to you, eases out into the darkness. Alright, so hopefully that did good. This is to Old City Overlook. Oh, I see. So I could have just come in from this way, ran into him, and then I would have had to clear this area out, but I already did that. So let's just head there and see. This cavern ascends, narrowly tapering toward a dim light at the other side of the tunnel. Climb through the passage. Okay, yeah. Still no second conch, though. I believe I have explored everything down here. This is Temple Ruins. I don't know, it's like maybe something's up here, but I'm pretty sure I got everything. Yep.
I found something over there.
This, whatever this is. Cracked and half-chewed bones lie among the dormant coals. Some hardtack and a torch.
Hey! Stop! What are you doing, you fat-fingered oaf? Put me down!
Okay. The sword twists and turns in your hand, trying in vain to wriggle out of your grasp. The word Modwer is etched into the etched and gilded at the base of the blade. How are you talking?
How are you talking?
It mimics your voice in a mocking, sing-song manner.
I like this sword. Can we keep it?
Keep your filthy paws off me.
Hey, we should give it to Aloth so Isilmir can have a new friend.
Something new for Isilmir always ends with someone losing an eye.
He scowls at Adair.
I don't share.
The sword says primly. Modwer huffs in irritation and turns over in your hand.
Now, if you don't mind, I'm waiting for someone very important who is definitely coming back any day now, and you won't want to be here when she does.
The Master Animancer responsible for your condition, I presume?
No, that would be a man known across Eoran as the Great Wizard, none of your fucking business. Have you heard of him? I'm waiting for my owner, obviously.
Modwer groans.
It's really a wonder you've managed to survive to the ripe old age of whatever you are, being this stupid.
A belligerent sword, fascinating.
But my owner, she was really great. I mean, is really great. Her calluses felt so good on my grip. Oh, I can do things with a sword you wouldn't believe.
Then why'd she leave you behind?
You don't know her like I do. She'll come back. You'll see. We're destined to be together. Nothing will stand between us. Actually, even though you're clearly little more than a ham-handed half-wit, maybe you can do something for me. I'll let you handle me, but only under one condition. You have to help me find my owner. Okay?
Am I supposed to wander around Eoran, questioning every random swordswoman I come across?
What you do is your business. I don't know if I can trust you yet. You need to prove your worth to me first.
How would I do that?
Well, stick me in some monsters! What the fuck else is a sword good for?
Is that really what you want?
I wouldn't hate it.
Modwer warms slightly against your palm, almost as if it were blushing. You have the sword, testing its weight. It's a finely wrought weapon, though it has seen better days. All it needs is a bit of polishing. You scabbard it, and continue on your way. So this is Modwer. It's only usable by me, the Watcher. It's a fine weapon. And it's jealous, which is why I'm the only one that can use it. Wrought of fine steel and engraved with the gilded Eldadiran runes that read Modwer, this blade would have been a fashionable Deerwooden noble's favorite accessory 20 years ago. Time has been rather unkind to it, however. The delicate filigree relief in its pommel has been scored by accident and violence, and tightly wound leather of its hilt is stained with patches of old blood. For all that, the blade itself is sharp and curiously warm to the touch, and the tongue of the soul inside it is sharper still. Where it's from and who might have forged it are mysteries the sword has little interest in illuminating, though it does speak with a lively Deerwooden twang, a fact that tells you more about its origins than it has any intention of doing itself. Alright, I guess I'll equip it. It says it's soulbound. Okay, well, let's give it a try. Okay. Kill one Kith with Modwer to unlock the next level. Okay. Got a grappling hook and a fine hatchet. Some ripple sponge. And cave coral. Alright, this says old hideout. And I think that's everything up here. Maybe there's something up here. Let's go see. Alright, so let's head to the Overlook. Or Undercroft, that's what it is. We're in the Overlook. No, this is the ruins. Overlook was the first place. Okay. So this is Delver's Row. I've located Delver's Row. Deep blue, choppy watered cove spans before you, widening down a cavern that leads eventually to the open sea. Waves clap against ramshackle docks, and the breath that fills your lungs is tinged with salt. Shouts from rowdy sailors pepper the air like buckshot. The deckhands lumber across the water-beaten docks, ready and waiting, watching the waves that roil the cove. Watch from a distance? It's then that Huana water shapers, as denoted by their robes, stride the length of the docks. Arms sweeping, lips moving, they swirl the turbulent tide into a calm, directed current. For a moment, the cove falls still and silent, as if caught in a collective bated breath. Then, slowly, a slew of black-varnished dinghies, sails lowered, row steadily into the bay. The sailors whoop, shouting a jumble of bawdy greetings mixed with commands for docking and unloading the wares. The ships lurch against the wharf and are emptied of crate after unmarked crate almost immediately. The operation is efficient and quick. With a shrill whistle, a dwarven woman emerges from the squat fort jutting from the eastern side of the cavern. Twice more, she whistles before the water shapers reverse the bay's current and the ships are swept gently out of sight, back to the sea.
Water shaping is impressive, but I had not thought of it being used for such mundane purposes.
Okay, so this is the Undercroft. We got some quest updates here. So Prince Arihi has discovered evidence of a black market in the Reparo district of the city known as the Gullet. He wants to know how it is being supplied. This is okay, so the prince will want to know that it's being smuggled through the Undercroft with the help of water shapers.
Ready to...
Ooh.
That's it! Just like this.
Lava. Nothing I can do. Right on target. Lava beyond seek. Stand together.
So I had no chance to talk to those people. And there we go. Just killed someone. So I need to talk with Modwer now.
That was amazing. You're so great at killing things. I mean, really great. Wow. I feel incredible. Can we do it again?
Now I have to deal 1500 damage to Kith enemies. This sword is kind of annoying, but hopefully it's a good sword. This is the final Journal of Jonas. This is a Skane book. I know we read it from the first game. We had 2 people that leveled up. I'll wait and then I'll do it all at the same time.
Certainly.
Pearl snuff and water. That's stealing, though.
I see. Yeah.
Just like that. Mo, exceeds honor.
There's a walloping. Yes.
That's right. Mo, exceeds honor.
Stand together. Something. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm good and stuck. Rebirth. It's me.
Bones. Jody's done for.
Man. Oh, Captain Mad Morena. That's why this is a tough fight. Okay, so there's actually a named person here.
Just like
Yeah. Lava beyond. I'm feeling the strain.
As you wish.
Yes! Yes!
Okay. So I just failed a quest, goods and services. What quest was that? I don't see it anywhere. It would be weird if I got a quest failed before I ever got the quest. It looks like that's what happened. Yep. So that was a important person, I guess.
Indeed.
Mad Morena. She has Tarn's Respite, a saber. Got 2 sabers for a dare now. I should pick one, huh? I got Mad Morena's key.
At once. Of course. Happily.
Got Scroll of Nature's Mark and Mother of Pearl. Yes, I know that they have leveled up. I'm waiting for everyone else.
Interesting.
Who's...
Hmm?
Why is it Dare trying to do that?
Indeed.
Okay, one more level up. Gotta find Blunderbuss. Got Principy colors. Okay.
Absolutely.
So these are pirates here. So I wonder if I was speculating before about that item that we found. Forget exactly what the item was now. But I was speculating. Oh, it was the drink. It was the rare Kiara. So it may have been stored down there by one of these pirates. So this is the Smuggler's Fort. I'm sure there could have been a friendly solution to that, but I just haven't done what it takes to be friendly to them. Maybe if I came in from a different direction or something, I don't know.
Of course.
Oh, that's interesting. We can sail out of here. You come upon a weathered skiff, paint peeling at rocks languidly in the water, so I can go to Queen's Berth from here. Okay?
Glory be to God! Never you mind that moan. Ixie honest.
Very well.
Yep. boar.
Stand together!
Is there someone here? Pirate, bruiser, thug. Nope.
What can I do you for?
Lavaru beyond sick. Lavaru beyond sick. Take that.
And they're just coming after me for, I don't really know. Oh man. I was hoping I could befriend these boars, but they just attack
I
us.
suppose it can't be helped.
Stand together!
Giant boars here.
I suppose it can't be helped.
All things must come to an end.
I was not expecting this boar fight to be like this.
Lavaru beyond sick.
Oh, good.
Giant boar back there, and everybody has now leveled up. Okay.
Uh-huh.
A ring of minor protection. Venom sacks and mushrooms, so nothing really important in there. Smuggler's Fort, cargo storage, holding pen. Alright. Before we go any further, let's level everybody up. Once again, I will do this on camera, but I'll put a timestamp on screen, so if you want to skip ahead of all this, then you may do so. Alright. Diplomacy and Arcana. Keep going with those. I wonder if there's a max for these. So I can choose ability for one class here. Commands an ally to summon all their strength in order to temporarily ignore existing hostile effects, and also grants them steadfast inspiration. Paladins can command an unconscious ally to get back up with a large instant spike in health, while also granting the strong inspiration. However, the ally will lose half of the regained health after a short duration. Let's get rid of that. That sounds good. It was reviving exhortation. There. Keep up with his survival and athletics. I like this clear out. Sweeps the fighter's melee weapon in a large arc, making a primary attack on each foe and knocking them back and prone. Do that. Oh, I got two abilities here. Gonna give him Reaping the Whirlwind. Fighter's maximum discipline increases. Shodi. Religion and Arcana. Here, this is the 11th level for everybody, by the way. 2 abilities. Oh, I can summon a spiritual ally. I like that one. Always a fan of summons. And then it increases the amount of damage dealt by critical hits. Okay. Also got something called Minor Intercession. I should have looked up what that is.
Happy to oblige.
Calls upon the aid of the priest gods, restoring health and reducing durations of negative effects for all allies in the area of effect. Okay. The archer's next. Mechanics and insight. Let's see. Mind Plague destroys an enemy's memory with calculated accuracy, confusing and dazing them before rapidly jumping to additional enemies. Sounds good to me. And I will also do that. I'm going to give him the Empty Soul. Cypher spell effects that target the enemy's will gain bonus accuracy. And I think these target the bonus, the deception ones target will. Is that right? Yes. Okay. Which would be good for him because he's good with the deception spells. And, or cipher abilities, not spells. Aloth, last one. Metaphysics, explosives. I'm going to improve his critical. I think would be good for a wizard. I'll give him Minoleta's precisely piercing burst, creates a burst of deadly force around the caster, causing any enemies in the immediate vicinity to take pierce damage, bypassing nearly all armor rating. That'll be good because when people go after him, he goes down pretty quick. So that'll be something that I can use if that happens. Okay.
Sure thing.
So everybody is nice and leveled up in level 11.
Just get threshed.
Kill some more pirates down here.
There.
Stand together.
Sorry, Fred.
Lava, beyond sick.
Oh, got a bunch of food here. I don't usually steal, I know, but all these people are just attacking me, so basically just cleared everybody out in here.
I found something.
I didn't mean to do that. Got a ruby. So that's the temple I came out of, then the smuggler's fort. This is the docks. And yeah, that's everything. So let's head on over to Delver's Row. I'm sure everyone here will be super happy that I cleared this whole area out. So find drowners along Medicine and Delver's Row. That was way back when people in the Gullet are suffering from something called Drowner's Lung. Found Delver's Row. So we have explored the entire old city, and it's getting, I think we're over 2 hours now. So rather than start our exploration and then have to finish it in a future session, I think I'm just going to end it here. And next session, we can actually explore Delver's Row proper. We can hopefully complete some quests while we're here. because hopefully the combat part is over for a little while. We just did a lot of combat in this session. So, as always, please let me know if you have any comments, suggestions, clarifications, those kinds of things. I would, as always, would love to hear from you, and I hope to see you next time for more sentences and paragraphs. Bye, everybody.